Hey, Sean. How would you just describe what we just watched? I think for a lot of us, that was probably one of the craziest games we've ever seen.
Yeah, it was a great game, wasn't it? Man, just two good teams competing at a high level against one another. And, the heart that we have on our football team, I mean, you saw it, right? Incredible. Give credit where credit's due. They did a good job coming back on us, and we're executing at a high level. But at the end of the day, we made the plays on the last drive when we needed to make them.
Hey, Sean, Josh Reed here. Congrats on the win. I know you're a firm believer in whether you win or lose, there's lessons to be learned. What's the lesson to be learned from this one?
Well, I mean, on the surface, it's that the NFL is a tough league to win. No matter what the score is, you got to keep playing. And I give credit. I don't think it was a matter of us stopping playing. It was more of they were executing at a higher level than we were, like we were in the first half. We out executed them in the first half. They probably out executed us in the second half, and then came down to one drive. And that's why we practice the way we do.
Josh was asked about the play to Cole Beasley, and I said, I kind of just started playing playground a little bit there, and I knew that I needed to find a window to get him the ball because he said they talk about that play a ton during practice. Josh just kind of gives you a puncher's chance every single time he takes a snap, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you guys see it. The guys play for him. I'm sure like all games, there's some plays he wants back. We want back. Listen, at the end of the day, to come back in the NFL and win the game it's tough to do, and he's now done it twice in the last 2 weeks, and so it just goes back to the belief, the ability to stay calm in critical moments of the game, and then to have that winning mindset in those moments.
Thanks so much, Sean.
Sure, Josh.
Hey, Coach. I know you gave us a taste of this late last week with Cody and Brian Winters in the game at the end last week, and then we saw it right from the start today. Just the thought process behind going with that group from the start, and then the performance you felt you got from the guys up front today.
Yeah, I mean, we feel like those two. We want to go with those two this week. Like all positions, we've got to continue to earn it. So we'll evaluate the film and thought there was moments where we played well up front. And there's moments where, look, you're going against a good player in particular, and Aaron Donald with his other guys that he has there, and they're a tough unit. And I thought our guys, especially again in the critical moments of the game, Chris, they came through for us.
Yeah, run game real quick. I mean, it got good yards per carry average today, where you I know you're probably just looking at the numbers because you don't have the film yet, but just in general, it looked like the line of scrimmage battle was one they had their share of wins today.
Yeah, I mean, we popped some big runs, which was important for us. I thought Devin Singletary had a big day, made some people miss in space and in the run in the pass game, and that's good to see. We were a little shorthanded there with Zach out. TJ Yeldon stepped in, did a nice job.
Thanks, Coach.
Sure.
Hi, Coach. Sal Capaccio here, WGR. I want to ask you about two players specifically, in making plays for you. Number one is Levi Wallace. He was a little bit maligned by fans and media this week after last week's game. And Leslie said, if you want to keep him off you got to make a play. And he made a play, obviously. And then, obviously, Tyler Kroft and everything he's been through. And I know you've talked about last year, the injury, the rehab, getting back on the field, and then having to fill in for Dawson, the situation with the interception, then for him to make that play. So if you just kind of talk to us about Levi and Tyler in those situations.
Yeah, that's why I love our guys, man. They're resilient. Those two that you mentioned, they've been through some adversity, but the team supported them, and then they, at the end of the day, they bounced back on their own, right? Because that's at the end of the day, you got to do it yourself, right? And so a lot of film study this week by both of them, and it paid off.
Thanks, Coach.
Sure.
Hey, Sean, John Scott. Micah had mentioned something in regards to like momentum and feel, and usually having the crowd that after a big play on defense that can kind of swing things one way or the other, and that was missing today. Was this one of the first times you could notice that there was a difference without having fans in the stands?
I mean, again, John, he's accurate, and you're right in terms of, it's swung today. in a big way. But one of the things we researched before the season even started was, again, some of those leagues that were out before us, the professional soccer leagues, the professional basketball, baseball stuff going on. They said that momentum it can swing quickly now because, again, it's just you out there, right? So that's something we've got to continue to be aware of and continue to play. And that's what we did. We played harder and longer today, and it proved out at the end that we got a big score at the end there to win it.
Thanks, Sean.
Sure.
Hey, Sean, Adam Bonini, WGRZ TV. I wanted to ask you about the controversial interception. It seemed like there was a momentum shift there. Josh wouldn't necessarily say that when we asked him about it, but what was your view of that and maybe the explanation you got in game about that particular call?
Yeah, the view that I had, it looked like Tyler had possession of the ball and then a tie, at a minimum, out of a tie. So I'm trying to be respectful of the crew out there. They're trying to do the best job they can. I didn't agree with the call, but that's what we went by.
Thank you.
Sure.
Hey, Sean, turn my video on. Sean, we heard from Josh about him about him losing his cool there in the fourth quarter and how he can't afford to do that and set the team back. What did you say to him, or what did you see from him on the sideline right after that unsportsmanlike penalty?
Yeah, I was up, getting ready for the next play with the rest of the team, and I heard what he did, and I didn't have to say anything to him. That's where his teammates came around him, and they led, and so look, we're all accountable to one another. Josh knows that's something. I'm confident that's something he'll learn from. So fired up that he led our team on a scoring drive or so. You fired up for that, man? Huh?
I mean, my heart is I deleted and rewrote about 4 different stories, but so yeah, my heart is pounding. But kind of going off of that, we also heard from Josh that the route that Gabriel ran when he drew the DPI, that's usually intended for John Brown. And how much does that speak to the rookie, like his ability to learn and pick up so many different positions this early in his career?
Yeah, incredible, man. Right, incredible. It's hard. I mean, it's hard learning one position in the NFL in your first season, and for him to, he's a primary backup, really, if you will, and he backs up. You see Cole's out of practice, Gabe goes in there. John Brown misses practice, Gabe goes in there. So, he's just done an incredible job to this point, being ready when his number's being called, and that's a great lesson to the rest of the guys as well.
Gotcha. Appreciate you, Sean.
Sure.
Sean, congratulations on the win.
Thanks, Vic.
So with Josh, I feel like we ask you this every week, but I think today felt like one of those moments where maybe it's I'll use the phrase coming of age type of thing. And again, early in season, I get all that, but all the adversity, some of it self-inflicted, but to end up where you did and for him to play the role he played to get there, could you give some observations on what you saw there and from maybe that quote growing up process or coming of age or whatever the words are?
Yeah, I think you're right, Vic. He's now in his third season. If this had happened in his first season, it probably would have been a little bit more backyard, just kind of playing ball. Whereas now, he clearly understands what coverage he's getting. He clearly understands, the blitz situations. He's got a good set of weapons to work with that work with him, and they have great rapport during the week. And so, I just think it's to me an example of what happens every day in practice, Vic. And so it's on solid ground. It's not this happens one time and it surprised any of us. Honestly, if you were in the locker room, I think if you asked anyone, they'd tell you doesn't surprise them, and that's a good thing. I mean, it was a tough win and it's a critical moment, and our guys play well in critical moments. And I think that's a good redeemable quality of our football team.
And as a follow-up, I know you leave it to, quote, us or others on the outside to talk about things like legitimizing wins and so forth. But for you as a coach, your team's 3-0 now. This was an unbeaten team coming into this game. Does it give you a higher level view of kind of what you're all about as a team to win a game like this, and from that, quote, legitimate standpoint?
Good try, man. Good try, Vic. Good try.
I tried to put the sinker, just let that ball float in there.
Yeah, I love you. That's why I love you guys, man. Buffalo media, huh? You guys are the best. No, it's the next game. Very happy to get the win. They're hard to get, as you know, but we've got a lot of respect. That's a good team we beat, and we knew they weren't going to go away. And Sean did a good job making adjustments, and so. But we played again. We executed better down the stretch, and that a lot of the credit goes to our staff and our players. As we say, calm breeds calm. Our guys did a good job. They were very calm, very poised, and they believed in themselves in the critical moments of the game.
Thank you.
All right, sure, Vic.
Coach Mookie Hawkins, Buffalo Sports 1080. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you, buddy.
What you got a shower? You got dressed early, man? You about to hit the golf course?
Yeah, no, man. I'm going home to sit on my couch and relax, man.
Absolutely. Now, and you definitely earned the right to relax today, Coach. Just care to talk about, players are reflection of their coaches, okay? And, for your team to have those come back from behind victories last year and for that to pour into this year, how confident are you in your team to get the job done in those clutch situations?
Well, we've got the DNA, number one. You got to have the DNA that guys believe in themselves, that they're going to make the plays in critical moments of the game, and we've got that. And then the way we practice, man, it sets us up. I mean, I've said it before, you got to earn the right to win in this league, and that starts, really now, every week. After our game Sunday and getting our rest tonight, and then getting a good week of, a good day of feedback through the film, and then continuing to improve each and every week. We're not where we need to be. A lot of work, a lot of football yet to be played.
Now, all during the course of the week, everybody was talking about Aaron Donald, but care to talk about how well your offensive line was able to keep Josh a little clean for that first half? They was able to get to him in the second half, but for the most part, I think that the O-line did a great job. So care to talk about how well those guys played, Coach?
Yeah, that's a position you really got to watch, because it's so interior-based. Mookie, having said that, we knew he was going to make some plays, and their offense on the other side was going to make some plays. They're a good offense, So we just had to keep punching, man, and our guys did that.
Absolutely, Coach. Congratulations.
All right, thanks, Mookie. Is that it?
We should have had one more here.
One more?
Yep, M. Pirano.
Okay.
Not sure if they're getting through though. Okay, so let's end then with George Radney.
Okay.
Yes, good. Congratulations, Coach, on the win this afternoon.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, and I'm wondering what it seemed like the Rams in the second half came out with a different game plan and made adjustments. Do you feel that that's what happened? Because it seemed like, or do you feel that with the heat and everything as well, the physicality of the game was really intense? That you saw a lot of guys start. You could visually watching the game, you could see guys look like they were getting tired on the defensive front.
Yeah, I mean, that's the nature of the wide zone that they run. They want to wear people down, and they do a good job of it. Sean, is who he is for a reason. Again, at the end of the day, our players and our staff, made the plays in the critical moments of the game that we needed to have to win the game. And listen, that team's been in the Super Bowl just 2 years ago. They're off to a 2-0 start. We knew it was going to be a tough game, and that's the way the NFL is every week.
Exactly. And last question, do you feel on that play when Josh Allen with the fumble, do you feel that he might have been down on that play, or the referee might have been to blow the whistle? Because it looked like Donald had him in the grasp at that time.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into, this and that and kind of hypotheticals. Look, at the end of the day, we won the game. We made the plays we needed to make.
There you go. All right. Thank you. Good luck.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Good week.